Hello everyone, welcome back to Blacksmith Sparks Bike Playlist. Today we will be unboxing and assembling Survival Camping 26-inch mountain bike. Let's get to it. Off the top, already great packaging. As you can see, nice and banded, no damage. Now we will get a knife and cut these straps off. Packaged very well, y'all. Had I started on this side, y'all would have got a better view of me using the knife. There's staples in the box as well, so maybe don't use your favorite knife, or else you'll have to sharpen it again. Uh-oh. It smells so good in there. Well, not good, but it smells like a new bike. Again, packaged very well, y'all. Let's have a look at this. I would cut the box down the side, but I want to save the box for whatever reason. As you can see here, we have foam pad. The wheels come already aired up. Let's see if I can slide this out of here without doing too much damage to the box or myself. Or the bike. Let's not forget the bike. Ooh, listen to that. Listen to that. That's a lovely sound right there. Especially if you're the one riding the bike. Just taking some pieces out, we'll explain it in a minute. Alright, so far I haven't spotted any instructions. This kind of, okay, I see a box with probably the hardware. The instructions may be in there. But in the case you're not good with instructions, if you zoom in, you can scan the QR code and go directly to the manufacturer's YouTube video. The video about 6 minutes long. There's no words or music, so there's nothing wrong with your audio while you're listening, watching it. And so yeah, still a very simple video though. You can pause it if you need to, rewind it, and all that good stuff if you miss something. this 26-inch bike, which I'm not sure the name of yet, by Survivals Camping. It's shipped out of Atlanta, Georgia shipped out of Atlanta, Georgia. Let's go ahead and get the bike frame. No, actually, let's go ahead and get into this hardware box that I try not to damage the customer's bike. What's the best way? Maybe some pliers, a sharp knife, perhaps. Maybe this will work. With the scissors. We're gonna try to stand it up. I'm pretty sure it ain't gonna stay up. I'm pretty sure it's not gonna stay. Go ahead and open the hardware box. There are the instructions. Let's have a look at the instructions. We got the instructions. Again, QR code with the assembly video. I'll give y'all another shot of it with the plastic off. Let's go ahead and do that now. QR code. Just scan the QR code. It'll take you directly to the video to assemble this particular bike. So instructions manual, pedals, right, left. We'll go ahead and get them out of here. And lay them out. Oh, this is nice. I got my whole little toolbox over here, my tool mess over here, and it came with the tools needed to assemble it. That's nice. We're gonna go ahead and get those out and lay them out. Okay, so now we have our reflector holders. Okay, this could be confusing, so check this out. We have two reflector holders. One is for the front handlebars and one is for the seat post. So the one where the circle is perpendicular to the reflector clamp is the one that will go on the handlebars. So we'll grab the white reflector and then we will slide the post in from the top down to the bottom until you hear it click. And for now, I will set this aside. And through process of elimination, you know that the other one goes to the rear reflector, but just in case you pick this one up first, we'll go ahead and explain it. The other one runs perpendicular to the post guide. This one runs perpendicular to the reflector holder. The circle does, and the circle on the rear one runs perpendicular See how you can see the open face, but you can't really see the post, but you can see the open face of the circle on this, but you saw the post there. Again, we'll go ahead and slide this on from the top. How you know it's the top is because right there is a circle on the back of both reflectors that once you slide this on far enough, this will just pop into the holder. Set that aside. The instruction box is empty. We'll have a look at the instructions right quick. Please assemble the pedals tightly to avoid falling or broken of the pedals. Okay. Please fix the stem and front wheel tightly to avoid falling. If you cannot assemble the bicycle perfectly, please log in your Amazon and Find This Bike purchase website. You can find the assembling video of this bicycle at the purchase link. The tire of the bicycle is half air filled. Please fill the air fully before cycling. All right, like I said, here is the QR code for the assembly video they talking about, and also follow the warnings that they gave you. I'll have the video down in the link. In the bio. The link in the bio. All right, we got a table of contents. First, safety, fit, technical, service, children's bikes. This isn't a children's bike. I guess a child could ride it. Okay. Look like some very basic instructions. Colored pictures. I probably will be referring to this. Troubleshooting guide with QR codes to take you directly to where you need to be for the troubleshoot. Maintenance, basics of safety, the first ride, off-road safety, riding safely, wet weather riding, night riding, extreme stunt or competition riding. Okay. Saddle positions, handlebar height and angle, technical, wheel, installing quick release, seat post quick release. You get the point. I get the point too. So let's get a close look at this bike while taking it apart. We're gonna go ahead and take the seat protection off. Masking tape on the back. No special markings on the seat itself. Look like it's put together well. Plastic underneath. Regular seat setup though. So while I got this off, and before I forget, I'm gonna go ahead and slide the rear reflector on. You probably wanna slide it with the ring near the bottom of the reflector so it can be pointing at the right angle. It could be almost square with the post. I'll go ahead and tighten it. Well, I tightened it the best I could with this screwdriver. Need a little elbow grease. Okay, that's tight. Go ahead and set that aside. Alright. Okay. Nice gloss black finish on the sprocket guard right there. Look like the derailleur is set to where it should be already. We're gonna check that. Nut protector. Survivals. Oops. Survivals. 26-inch. The back wheel is already fixed to the bike. The handlebars are not. Let's go ahead and get the handlebars off of here. Okay. We'll go ahead and get the wheel off, and then we'll just start with the handlebars, I guess. Pretty easy. Just try not to scratch the tank. Or puncture the tire. Instead of just using scissors. You might have something better than I have. But in tight places, maybe get a set of pliers and pull the cable tie away from the part you're trying to get it loose from. Y'all hear that? Nice heavy duty zip ties for packaging. That's something you like to see, because that means that their product is a great product, they think. And if you believe in your own product, then you got something going on. Instead of just selling foolishness. Two more zip ties and the bike wheel is free, the front wheel. And they have the wheel, let me show y'all. They have the wheel kind of tangled in right there with the spokes. So careful when you're taking those apart not to bend the spokes or scratch the paint on the spokes. Head down, then you can work with the bike freely. I mean the wheel freely to get it loose. So just kind of, I'm gonna put it back, tilt it, and the pedal, if you have it where the bike wheel can spin freely, then the pedal will move as well, and then you'll be able to kind of pedal it out of there. So we got the bike wheel free. We'll continue on. We got protection on the kickstand. Okay, now why did they use a piece of plastic tape right here with masking tape everywhere else? That ran out. Wow, this very lightweight. So, according to the instructions guide here, the first thing we should do is unpackage it. The second thing we should do is rotate the front fork 180 degrees before assembling front wheel. And what it means by that is Stand it up. Okay. Now we will take the steel rod out of the front dropouts. There's a steel rod right here. There's a steel rod right here. You have a wrench that came with the tool set. Use the side that fits. Loosen it up. Keep on loosening it if it's not loose enough. It's cool that they gave us our own tool set to come with this. I shouldn't have to do all that, so I'm gonna stop it. You might have to loosen it, the inner nut a little bit on one side in order to take this out all the way, or maybe even just hold the rod. I'm making this look harder than it is, but there, the rod came out. All right, now so now what we'll do is come back around here to where I had set the workstation up in the first place. And we'll loosen up these a pretty good amount. That'll make it easy to work with whenever you're ready to put it together. You'll notice that you have brake disc, which is nice. And you'll want the brake disc on the side of the forks that the brake disc calipers mount to. We'll be mounting these later once we get the bike together. So now that we have that, I want to explain this to y'all too. When it said rotate the forks 180 degrees, this bicycle handlebar stem right here was facing backwards. You're gonna want this stem facing out away from you. Now let's get this wheel on here. This bike is very lightweight, so I may be handling it in a way that some of you cannot. So please bear with me, or find your own techniques for doing the things that you do if you're planning on doing this. the brake disc on the same side is the brake caliper. No matter what vehicle you're dealing with. You might even go ahead and take these nuts off. Just remember to order the washers. You don't have to. I was just able to do it without taking it off. But if you're not trying to scratch the paint and don't know if you will or not, go ahead and take them off. Now, when installing the wheel, like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and take this one off for demonstration purposes. You have a nut and 3 washers. This washer, if you can see, it has a tab on it. Goes on first. There's a hole in the dropout right here, and that tab goes in there, and that helps the wheel from dropping out. And then you will put the regular washer on and the nut on with the flange towards the bike. Now, at this point, I think we may be able to drop the kickstand. That way I don't have to hold this up. Yep. All right, now let's get us a better angle here. Okay. Now that we have this set up, with the wheel on, I have not tightened the wheel. I will go ahead and for now leave the wheel loose so that if I need to make any adjustments while adding the brake caliper. Now we will add the brake caliper, and in order to install the brake caliper, which is here, you have a slot right here with disc brakes, pads, and those pads slide to either side of the disc here. So what you'll do is pull it down as far as you need it. Again, taking careful not to damage the bike. And take the tool that they sent with it to remove these 2 screws. On this one, they're painted white. Well, they're painted black, but they have a white marker paint. As you can see, maybe, it says up for disc, and then it gives the type of disc. So now we'll be removing this screw and this screw so that we can install it onto the bike. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is take the first screw. I'm gonna slide the disc in between the brake pads on the caliper, like so. You might have to pull on the cable up here a little bit to get the caliper to come up to where it's needed. But as you can see, the mounting points for the caliper are on the forks of the bike, and the caliper mounts to the back of the mounting point, not the outside, the inside of the mounting point for the caliper. We slid that on there. Now we're gonna tighten it up. I typically like to get all of the bolts started before I tighten them. Okay, so we need to get these pads centered on the caliper, on the disc. So let me finish tightening this, and then I'll show you how to do that. Okay, we're gonna move on to the handlebars first, because there could be a reason why it's not centered. Handlebars. Up here on the handlebar stand, we have a handlebar clamp that we need to remove. It has 4 screws in it, and we will remove those now. Now that we got the clamp removed, we will install the handlebars. Okay. So when you pick up the handlebars, or when I just picked them up, the cables is all turned. So you got the thumb switch derailleur buttons. They go on the bottom. The handbrakes go parallel with the handlebars. So what you'll do is turn the handlebars 180 degrees that way. And then 180 degrees backwards to get them to go on like they should. So I'm gonna do that again. They were twisted. Here we go. 180 degrees, and then 180 degrees. So that the numbers on the derailleurs are facing up. And then we will reinstall the handlebar clamp. I said I like to usually get all of them started, but for this one, so I don't have to keep on holding this handlebar too, I'm gonna go ahead and tighten this up just a little bit so it don't slip and slide on me. And then I'll go ahead and install the other two screws. So far I'm impressed with the quality, so the machining should be pretty good. Not a whole lot of tolerance. Remember, brake handles should be parallel to the handlebars or slightly pitched up. Slightly pitched down. I'll explain that later too, or maybe in a different video. I'm gonna leave these screws slightly loose, just in case I need to make any adjustments. Just like with the wheel down there, I left it slightly loose. All right, got that installed slightly loosely. Moving on to installing the seat. As we saw earlier with the reflector, the seat don't have any special markings on it that indicate, that it's a survival camping. In order to install the seat, you just open up the seat post clamp, drop the seat in, and find the height that you want, which you're gonna do later once you get everything assembled and get ready to ride. But drop the seat in, Hold on to this neck right here, however you feel. Tighten it up. By using the lever on the other side, there's a wrench. That's why it's designed like that. Find your height, trap it closed. Point of the seat should be facing forward and also parallel with the top tube. So it wants us to install the front reflector now. To install the front reflector, you'll grab the reflector and pretty much take the screw and nut out, off and out, because instead of being able to slide this one onto the handlebars, it's more of like a clamp. It opens up, so you take the nut out, take the screw out, and then it'll open up like that. And you'll be able to slide that over the handlebars. Now, again, you're gonna want to slide it on. You're gonna want to slide it on there with this post near the top of the reflector. You can slide it on either side of the clamp right there. In order to do that, you're gonna open this up, like so. Slide it on in. Put the screw back in. Probably be better off doing it on the skinnier part of the handlebar. I'm about to move this stuff to the ground in a minute. That way y'all can track with me a whole lot easier. Better views, close up and stuff. There we have it on there. We can loosen this up just a tad. Slide it closer to the neck as it wants to be. And then tighten it as much as you can without tearing it up. It's not like a life changing part or saving part, so it don't have to be very tight. Moving on. Thanks for watching too, by the way. Y'all go ahead and like and subscribe. I know it sounds like I'm not too enthusiastic, I'm just focused. Well, I guess that's it. As far as the assembly go, like I said, we're gonna move this down to the ground, and then keep it moving. But we need to install the pedals, and I do not remember seeing them say anything about installing the pedals. Okay, they did, right before the reflectors. Okay. So, in order to install the the pedals, This bike has labeled which pedal is which, but now we know that if this wasn't labeled, all you have to do is face forward the same direction the bike is facing, and your left is your left and your right is your right. The reason why that's important is because the left pedal has a reverse thread, and so instead of turning it right to tighten it, you would turn it to the left. So let's get that installed. Again, they gave us all the tools we need. Get that nice and tight. The right pedal is exactly the same, except for you would turn it to the right. So I will go over there and install that now. This one a little rougher to put on. I always had this sort of problem with pedals. Taking them off and putting them on. But it is okay. Stop right there. I have a habit of tightening things up too much. Okay. Now that we have the pedals installed and the handlebars installed, I'm gonna take a small break. I'll be back with you in a moment. Okay, now the front brake pads are not centered on the bike, so now we're going to center them on the disc. Okay, so I don't know if y'all can see this, but if you look along this brake disc, you'll be able to see if the brake pads are touching the disc. On this side of the brake pad, on this bike, it is. So in order to adjust that, I'm just gonna turn the bike wheel that way. So y'all can see it. Okay, we'll just leave it like that. Turn the bike around the other way, so you can see what I'm doing. All right. So what I'll do to adjust if the caliper is centered is loosen that screw and that screw, and then slide the caliper until it is centered. Once I get the right tool in my hand. Goodness, that one's a little tight. I was trying to get the best shot for y'all, but sometimes in order to get it done right, you gotta do what you gotta do. And I'm trying not to damage the spike. Now, once you loosen those, once you loosen those, you probably can't really see, but the hole that those bolts are in are sliding. So that means that you can slide the caliper one way or the other. And in order to do that, you need to be able to see in here to see which way you need to slide the caliper. On this bike, after the installation, the caliper needs to come outward. And double check that it is tightened. I mean, straight. all may be able to see that, but on both sides of the disc, you can see a gap on each side. That's what you want to see. That means that while you're rolling, the disc will not be rubbing up against the brakes, or vice versa. Now I'll go around and tighten it all the way up. Okay, so we got this tightened up. And since this tightened up, we'll go ahead and tighten up these dropout nuts, nice and tight, so that they don't loosen and then eventually drop out without you wanting them to drop out. The wheels did come pre-inflated, but they need to be inflated to the right pressure. So now that we have that tightened, the front brake caliper centered, now we can move on to making sure our handlebars are tight in the clamp so that they're not moving around and all that. In order to do that, I'll go ahead and rotate the bike back around. Facing us with the handlebar clamp. Y'all remember where that is, so I won't go into that more. We'll just go ahead and make sure it's centered. This one has a crosshair that helps you. I'll explain the crosshair a little later, but it also has some degree markings, so you can kind of set it to how what your riding preference is.